get the offensive rebound. Umapig.
Ito yung maganda sa BRT Sumisip. Nung St. Clair lang ang mga manlalaro nila, wala pa yung mixture of chalup. Eh, merong mga moments sila na nagpapanik sila at nagiging erratic sa kanilang mga desisyon. But when they brought in veterans into their lineup and nakokontrol yung ganitong mga desisyon ng St. Clair.
Derek Fortuna with back-to-back layups already, starting to take control of their offense. Another offensive rebound, another putback to Umapig.
It's interesting because Hyperwash has decided to play without a legitimate big guy. They paid there, but Kawali gets it back with a good drive to the basket.
Open court basketball, Jack Bautista with an easy layup. But hindi nakakababa sa depensa itong Hyperwash.
I think naghihintayan sila in even communication in terms of who are you supposed to match up against. Hindi nag-uusap yung Hyperwash, so they think they're, nagkakataon na dalawang tao bumapatay lang sa isang manlalaro ng St. Clair, and then you've got another guy blitzing on the weak side, able to convert those fast break attacks.
4 minutes gone by in your second quarter of action. Mac Montilla reading his options, dumps the ball down low. Kasi Mirza met by two defenders. And at the last moment, the foul was whistled.
Maganda yung mga poste na ginagawa ng Hyperwash. They've been consistent with that with Kawali and now with Mirza. And hindi pa na-figure out ng BRT Sumisip kung paano depensa na mabuti.
46-28 kasi Mirza will be taking 2 free throws when we get back from this time. Volley basketball mula dito kay Chris Dumapig. Yan ang naging tema for BRT Sumisip St. Clair. And all of his points have come from that area. Diyan lang talaga siya pumuntos because there was no need for him to try and take shots elsewhere.
Yung maganda dito, binibigay talaga sa kanya bola and he moves. He's not the type of post player that's stationary and there's just this, one go-to move. He really moves around the ring. And his teammates are doing a good job finding him when he does find that open space.
At may sipag din, no? Itong si Dumapig picking up
Condition,
offensive rebounds.
diba? Condition siya. He's got the build to create space for him.
Now the question for the Vipers, is it a good idea to match up fire with fire against a team as good as BRT Sumisip?
Obviously, their defense is questionable because time and again, St. Clair has been exploiting that, especially getting down on fast break. So, parang kung hindi mo na nga sila madepensahan, hindi labanan mo na lang sa opensa, pataasan na lang tayo ng punto sino mas madami pa i-shoot.
Alley play does not work out there for the Black Shirts. 46-31 in the count in favor of BRT Sumisip St. Clair. Montilla from the outside, that's good.
Disrespectful hand on his face. Collada had a good defensive stance, but Montilla just looking at him, letting go of that three.
Ano mo, pangatlong point guard na gagamitin ng BRT Sumisip St. Clair ng Montilla. After Fontanilla and Gabo, let's see kung hindi bumaba yung kanilang level of basketball with that younger guard as Montilla hits back-to-back threes.
Pinibilisan nila. Ito nga yung sinasabi natin kanina, Carl, fight fire with fire.
Manacho with a nice move there. Wait, just very good for it to stop the bleeding. And immediately, tinawag ng coaching staff. Itong Hyperwash, itong BRT Sumisip St. Clair si Fontanilla because they're not liking what's happening right now.
And it's too deep. But apparently, miraculously, itong Kawaling and Mirza tandem in the shaded area defensively is getting the job done against Muhammad Pare in Collada.
48-40. Biglang nabuhay yung opensa nitong Hyperwash Vipers. Hard show mula kay Collado. They're trapping the ball screens now. Mirza draws a foul from Fontanilla.
I think that was a good foul because you had hot hands Kawali wide open because of that hard show and double team na pinakita ng BRT.
So 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in your second quarter of action. Biglang nabuhay itong Hyperwash Vipers. Montilla lost his grip on the ball, leading to a turnover.
You know, kanina maganda yung tinatakbo ng Hyperwash kasi iniikot nila yung bola and they're just pushing it, and then if you're open, take the shot. But right now, in their half-court set, they're falling in love with those one-on-ones, and you can't do that against BRT Sumisip kasi magaling rin silang dumipensa on ball.
Go down low to Puliado. They'll try to make them pay for their lack of size, and that's exactly what Puliado does.
2 dribbles and he finds himself 2 inches closer to the basket.
Kanina, puro sa labas yung tira nitong si Puliado. Now he takes it inside. Lackadaisical effort there. Mula sa black shirts, allowing Fortuna to score, but an immediate reply coming from Peña Redondo.
Resistance in terms of defense. Dinadaan-daanan lang sila. Look at this quick attack and attempt too. So, magiging high-scoring ball game po ang matutuhangayan natin because that's the only way I think Hyperwash feels like they have a chance in beating itong BRT Sumisip is if they start, raining fire.
Fortuna lost his grip on the ball. Sends it to Montilla for another 3, not this time. That's a clear push mula kay Fortuna from behind.
You know, there are a lot of good attacks to the basket by Jeric Fortuna. Hindi lang siya nakaka-finish. Yung timing, ang iksi ng window na magre-relax or magkakamali yung depensa ng BRT Sumisip. And if Jeric doesn't take advantage of that, finds himself in the land of the Giants. And that's where, bad passes happen, turnovers happen.
Hyperwash showing more fight here in the second quarter. High ball screens, Montanilla. They go down low to Muhammad Bare. And he will score on the glass.
It's still a good defensive attempt by Mirza because Muhammad Bare was forced to fade away a little bit, not, easily taking that basket, getting that basket in.
Casajeros attacks, layup, good off the net.
Punching and holding that defense also of BRT Sumisip. Oh,
Montanilla up top. They wanted a highlight, will not get it in that situation. Counter attack, Bringas.
Good. Oh,
good patience mula kay Bringas. He misses. One more try, wala pa rin. Finally kicking the ball out. Kawaling for 3. Bang!
Ito na yung sinasabi mo, Carl, na pwedeng gumulat dito sa highly talented the BRT Sumisip. And if they do not control what they're doing,
good pass.
Sila.
Great pass coming from Casajeros. J.R. Kawaling. 5 straight points for him. And just like that one, they're within 3. 54 to 51 is the count. Look at this setup coming from Casajeros. Ito yung ginagawa kanina ng BRT Sumisip St. Clare. But now, the Vipers are giving them a dose of their own medicine.
That's it. Pagka naging erratic itong St. Clair at hindi nila na-address yung bleeding, ginagantihan kaagad sila ng Hyperwash on the other end of the floor. So now I think they have to bring in a couple of their veterans just to be able to manage this run of Hyperwash.
Do you think BRT Sumisip St. Clair got a little too uncomfortable? You'll answer that question when we come back from this full timeout. J.R. Kawaling catching fire here in the second quarter. Kasama na rin itong si Mac Montilla. But Kawaling 14 points. scoring 5 straight now to cut their deficit down to just 3, 54-51. Fontanilla immediately answering back on the other side with this N1 opportunity.
Ito yung sinasabi natin, yung fortuna sa kabila, ito rin yung hinihintay natin na ginagawa ng Fontanilla. He's taking matters into his own hands, and we know he is definitely more than capable of making that happen.
And one play completed by Fontanilla to double up on their lead. Now at 6. At
Here's
ito
the
na yung
full court
hinihintay mo
pressure.
kanina pressure at Muhammad Pare will get his own 3-point play attempt.
Parang you'd like to think sinadya pa niya na ibitin yun just to get an extra foul. He gone to his left hand, but binomba pa niya. But take a look at this full court pressure just to shake up and hyperwash a little bit, but with good body control, finishing with an N1.
Napakasakit niyan kontra sa Vipers. They were within 3. And in one fell swoop, natagdagan na ulit ang lamang ng BRT Sumisip St. Clare. It's now at 8, possibly 9. Depending on this Muhammad Pare free throw. Oh, another steal. Just like that, it's back to double-digit advantage.
Another steal.
Oh. Alyare sends it out. Fontanilla for 3. He was fouled for 3 free throws.
And he'll take that. You know, but I'm wondering why Jared Fortuna is all the way on the other side of the court when there's a full court pressure that's happening on this side.
Mga turnovers, pareho na si Casajeros yung recipient. Yung si RV Bringas calling his teammates.
Kagandahan ng puro veterano sa kaano mo eh. Hindi, pagka nakaramdam na may konting yanig, they immediately regroup and say, okay, we gotta do something.
Kung gaano kabilis na bawasan itong Hyperwash yung lamang ng BRT Sumisip St. Clare. Eh, mas mabilis yung pagtatak nila ulit. Now, back to a 14-point advantage, 65-51.
But if there's anything that you can deduce from that is that pag itong BRT Sumisip, eh, nag-relax na naman. Alam nila yung Hyperwash. Nag-aaligid-aligid dyan at potential na kaya nilang gawin yun.
Almost another turnover. Fortuna. Not a great pass coming from him. Bringas, poposte kontra kay Collado. Big body banging down low. Great stop for Collado. Perfect pass to Calyare. Extra pass to Peña Redondo for the touchdown.
Just needed a breather. They just needed a wake-up call. Executed a full court pressure. Then they're back to their old ways, running fast breaks.
Oh yeah, that's 2 screens. Pinagbigyan na ng una ng referee itong si Casajeros. It was a stiff one. The second one, eh, pinagbayaran na niya.
Yep. Sometimes, you know, may mga ganun paramdam rin itong mga veterano na parang, you know, just to let them know na we're not gonna take this lightly.
But this, he extended his elbows forward. 13-0 run in favor of BRT Sumisip St. Clare. And wala yatang 2 minuto yung run na yun eh. Yeah, it was a minute. It was basically a minute one.
Parang naka-idlip lang ng konti yung BRT Sumisip. Nagising at ayaw nga pala, may laro pala tayo. Ulit natin. 13-0 run.
Make that 16-0 after that Fontanilla 3-point conversion. Sayang lahat ng pagod na binuhos nitong Hyperwash. That really good run. Question is, can they do it again? Wild attack there coming from Bringas.
You just can see 4 guys running. And just get it for the end of Hyperwash. 12 points for this guy.
And a 21-0 run now.
From a 3-point lead, 21-point lead. And it was like, what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes when they got that 3-point, that lead down to 3?
Montilla umatake, kicks it out. Up, huli. That ball bounce out. Sorry, it's an 18-0 run. Alyare for 3. No good. And that is where we will end things in the second quarter of action. Hyperwash deficit down to just 3. The score was 54 to 51. And then all of a sudden, an explosion coming from the offense of BRT Sumisip St. Clare. Our score right now, 72 for the top team, 51 for the Hyperwash Vipers. The score at the half is 72 for BRT Sumisip St. Clare and 51 for the Hyperwash Vipers. Quarterfinals of your 2019 PBA D-League Foundation Cup. Carlo Pamintuan po, kasama pa rin si Juan Banal and Juan. They almost lost control in that second period, allowing Hyperwash to creep up into the contest, but then domination in the second quarter and the latter part allows BRT Sumisip to build this massive lead.
Yeah, they started the first quarter with Judy Haliare just taking over, a lot of good slice to the basket and making that Hyperwash defense questionable. A lot of good passing, a lot of good assists, a lot of good half-court setups, which led to easier baskets for this team. But the tides turned actually in the second quarter when Hyperwash took advantage of a slight confidence moment para dito sa BRT Sumisip. They brought the lead down as low as 3 points. But after that wake-up call timeout by the coaching staff of BRT Sumisip, biglang nabuhayan na naman sila, and that onslaught has led to where we are right now.
54-41 was the count in favor of St. Clare late in that second quarter. And they caught fire again. Yes, his story, and we have been pointing this out even in their first game. Yun yung naging malaking difference in their favor.
And a lot of good unselfish plays, you know, just setting up their teammates has actually led to better baskets and higher assists and, you know, points of turnover conversions as well.
3 players in double digits already for BRT Sumisip St. Clare in Peñaredondo, Lumapig, and Fontanilla. Junji Haliare has 8 sa kabilang banda naman. Kawaling Montilla both with 14. Jeric Fortuna with 9. Yung hindi natin nakikita dyan yung pangalan ni Casimirza 1. And of course, itong si Casajeros.
And inabangan natin. Well, you know, ito yung Hyperwash naman, ang kagandahan ng kupunan nito is in any given quarter, because these are former, you know, go-to guys and main men in their collegiate levels, pwede pa rin nilang maidala yun dito sa laro na pag sila ang uminit naman at nakatoka sa isang quarter, kaya nilang gawin yun.
Your starters for the third quarter, Kawaling, Casimirza, Fortuna, Montilla, and Ryan Buenafe for the white shirts. Fontanilla, tatakbo, good bounce pass, easy layup there for Jack Bautista. Another steal here. Fontanilla attacks, the runner is money.
Easy yan na naman yung kaninang full court pressure, and they're doing a good job denying itong si Jeric Fortuna, who probably is the best person to get that ball across the half court.
Mirza using his body there to bump Mirza out of position. So nahuli ng referee, leading to a foul. Starters for BRT Sumisip St. Clare, Collado with Mopare, Casit Gabo, Japs Bautista, and Fontanilla.
And a very good mix there of veterans in the core team of BRT Sumisip. But itong si Kazim Mirza, again, could have the upper hand in terms of speed against Collada. He'd have to check that.
Japs Bautista foul there, taking the reverse layup. So he will get 2 free throws for his effort. Ano yung gusto mong makitang adjustment coming from Hyperwash?
I think it's still the transition defense. It's been too easy. You know, just getting bodies down to sprint down in the shaded area. Just challenge it, because it's been, you know, almost all fast break attempts of BRT Sumisip, they had won. 4 against 1, 4 against 2 attack advantage. So just that effort, I would say. You know, just put a good fight, because your conference is on the brink of disappearing. But Kawaling has been consistent.
17 puntos para kay JR Kawaling, but they could not find a way to stop Jack Bautista on the other side.
Look at this, Hyperwash just speeding up the ball game.
Oh, unfortunately, Mac Montilla missed that wide open layup. Gabo will try again from the outside, rattles it home.
Nakakatulong, yung mga good low buys. Montilla, we know he's capable of getting closer to the ring, but missing that layup, masakit yun. And then on the other side, 3 points.
Ryan Buenafe gets it right back on the other side.
But that's another too easy fast break. I mean, they're just speeding up the ball game. Pero Hyperwash, ganun din ang ginagawa.
They will try to post up Montilla. Strong move to the basket. And he scores off the glass.
You can see again, 2 guys of Hyperwash just jogging down.
Send Gabo, misses on the three. Forward pass papunta kay JR Kawaling. JR sets his feet for three. Yes!
That's how they run the lead out of PBA. Just, making it from the outside. Montili had 2 consecutive. Kawaling also had his contribution there.
That was whistled against Ryan Buenafe, and one opportunity now for Collado.
That's what they're giving up, with this quicker lineup for Hyperwash. They're giving up height and size and strength, and Collado finally getting the ball in his hands. Take a look at this attempt. JR Kawaling off the fast break, pulls up, drains it.
This yung bonus free throw nitong si Collado. Si Mirza bringing the ball down, reading his options. He goes to Fortuna up top for three. That's an air ball. But if you're Jeric Fortuna, you really have no other choice. You have to let it fly.
Yep. And they're giving him the shots, but just take a look at how no resistance from the side of Hyperwash.
Alam mo, itong depensa ng BRT Sumisip St. hindi na rin bumababa. They're just waiting to attack the non-existent defense.
Hindi na sa akin kanina kung depensahan ba magiging solusyon. I think Hyperwash, they've come to a resolution that obviously we can't stop them on defense. So, pagkantihan na lang natin sa opensa.
Right now, when you're down by 23 points, you will have to play some kind of defense. As Collado, we called for the offensive foul, warding off.
Offensive foul number 17, Collado. Substitution, Mr. Collado.
Mapic re-enters the contest. He did a lot of damage won in that second quarter. Kawaling steps back, tough three, no good. Bautista gets another rebound. Mapic using his strength there. He was pulled by JR Kawaling, sorry.
Oh, they're
Wow.
gonna give the turnover.
It was a clear pull. Nakita natin from our angle.
But yung sa angulo rin kasi ng referee,
Oh,
hindi nila nakita nakatalikod.
Yep, it was a bad side from the referee.
Kawaling just smiling at Dumapig. And he knew nakaisa siya doon. Look at this.
3-on-1, Muhammad Pareo with the jam.
Fast break drill.
Well, that's when you have your center running on the break. When you only have Jeric Fortuna running back on defense, you have a problem.
Yep.
Montilla down low, goes to the other side, misses the reverse layup. Kawaling picks it up, but overshoots the mark. One more try. Mirza naman. These are great looks coming
And
from
all
the
three
Vipers.
guys actually had a good knack at the basket, but yes, then on the other end, ganun lang kadali para kay Gabo, wide open.
Yung nakakaubos ng energy. Hirap na hirap ka makahanap ng punto
Tsaka yung
sa kabila
tatlong
sobrang dali.
Yung tatlong yun alam naman natin hindi bibiro-biro na scorer yan. Those are the baskets that they can make, easily make.
Fortuna for three. Won't work. Mopping with the board.
A little bit too fancy. I knew the intention.
Foul given up by Dumapig to prevent Montilla from scoring on the layup. Laki na nung tawa si Montilla at saka si Muhammad, parang hindi sila nagkaintindihan kung anong klaseng highlight yung gusto na makuha from that particular play, but it's not a problem as they're up by a mile right now, 93-66 against the Hyperwash Vipers. JR Kawaling has been trying his best to keep them in the ball game. He has 20 points of 4 of 8 shooting from the 3-point range. Pero panaka-naka yung puntos mula sa kanyang mga ibang kakampi. No one is coming about maybe except for Montilla. Kaya naman they're still heavily down in this matchup.
And siya lang naman talaga ang bumubuhay at he's been aggressive all game long. You know, being a smart player, looking at loopholes in the defense of BRT Sumisip and taking advantage. Kanina, pinapostehan niya yung mga bumabantay sa kanya. This time around, tinitirahan niya dahil nagre-relax sa fast break.
Warning announced against the coach of Hyperwash Vipers.
Alam mo, natawa ako dun sa sinabi mo, Card. Yung si Muhammad Pare at si Pontanilla, nagtawanan at namang problema dun sa highlight play. Parang magandang problema yun. No? Kung highlight play ang pinoproblema mo, hindi yung tabang ka. Ano yung highlight play ang pwede natin gawin?
Parang naghahanap ng pang top 5. Itong magkakampi mula sa BRT Sumisip St. Clare as Muhammad Pare forced on this one back. Taking it strong to the hoop, overshot the mark on the reverse. Tatakbo na naman, Japs Bautista. Making the defense pay with those repeated fast break opportunities. BRT Sumisip St. here, they have the advantage here. Pontanilla turns the ball over though. As Casajeros misses. Oy, pati yung tip-in ni Kawaling wala pa rin. Jer Kawaling blocked by Japs Bautista this time.
You can sense already the frustration from the side of his Hyperwash.
I thought pwede bang pumasok yung layup ni Casajeros pero tinapik ni Kawaling. Wanted to make sure.
Napalakas pa yung tapik niya, hindi man lang soft touch. Inalog tuloy yung tira ni Casajeros. Resulted to it being a missed field goal. Then Kawaling also receiving a poor end of that block shot by Bautista.
Substitutions to the 11 for Jeff Bautista and Sikia for Joshua Fontanilla. Right for the pair for Lord Casajeros.
Wala sa ng tao ang Hyperwash Vipers. That's the midway mark of our third quarter of action. We thank you for your continued support of your 2019 PBA D-League Foundation Cup. Carlo Pamintuan and Juan Banal on the call. Up next, we have Black Mamba going up against the TIP Engineers. I thought that there was a foul kontra kay Mo Pare. Instead, jump ball.
Yeah. That's what Buenafe is trying to contest.
Ito si kasi Mirza, kinakausap niya si Pare, pinapaamin niya na may foul dun sa referee. So the call will stick. It'll be a jump ball. And the ball will go back to the Vipers anyway. So Kipli goes down low to Bringas. Quick spin. Sobra yung reverse. Ryan Buenafe scores on the pagkakas.
Couple of good moves ito para kay Bringas. He's light on his feet though, but it's not his finish. Oh.
That's successful. Joseph.
But then again.
Foul number 14, Kasim Mirza. That's his second foul.
Sky high, challenging the defense of Kasim Mirza. Back on the arm, still finish the play with a basket.
Kamali lang ng timpla dun si Mirza because nandun, the ball was right in front of him. And timing lang ang naging problema.
Good counter though for Arvin Bringas. Kahit na yung depensa niya doon, dumapig. And even Mo Pare found a way to score and even draw the foul.
Substitution, Chero Ferreira for Kasim Mirza.
Another high-scoring ball game, similar to what happened in the first meeting.
Medyo ganun din yung inaalagaan Kalamangan, no? Pero lumobo yun into 57 points. So let's see how it's gonna go. That's another consecutive foul against Muhammad Pare. But that's another good strategy, Carl. I mean, you gotta eliminate players slowly by being aggressive in attacking the paint, fishing for the foul. It's gonna be forced to put Muhammad Pare in the bench. But ang papalit naman tong si Badino.
Yung mga dinagdag nitong St. Clair, Batino, Collado, Jack Bautista, have all experience being best players of the ball game. Ganun yung kalidad.
That's right. And I think they're seeing past the quarterfinals also because napansin na rin nila yung mga kalaban nila na pwede pag nagkaroon tayo ng crossover sa semifinals, nagpalakas din. Marinero Pilipino, from what I heard, have also beefed up their lineup. So ang hindi lang siguro ang makagawa nun is yung TIP. But the rest of the anticipated teams that will move on to the semifinals, nagpapalakas din.
Dia scoring there off that casual defense. Sorry, miss. Mula kay RV Bringas. Tatakbo na naman ang BRT Sumisip St. Clair. Fancy pass. That's a foul given up by Buenafe.
I think even pala si Unok, hindi na yata magpapalakas yung mga collegiate teams natin. Sila na yung hindi na nagdadagdag ng mga manlalaro. But itong Marinero Pilipino and BRT Sumisip, filling their lineup to the brim.
Pero gusto ko yung sinabi mo you heard Marinero Pilipino.
Ang tanong kanina mo Marinero. Ang dami pwede mapakinggan dun eh.
From what should be a very highly placed source from Marinero Pilipino. So itong si Peña Redondo has really found his stride, no? Especially in this ball game.
Bihira natin siya mabanggit eh kasi nandiyan si Pagdilla, nandiyan yung ibang mga manlalaro nila, dumaping. Pero this guy, pasundot-sundot lang pero mapapansin mo, lumulobo na rin ang contribution niya dito sa kanyang popular.
Bringas makes his move against Batino. Sobra yung reverse layup.
Dami niyan gano'n, no? Yung ang ganda na ng move niya, may naiiwanan yung banda.
Itong si Dumapig and Collado are really good in throwing those forward passes. Another pass break opportunity. Nabantayan na ni Montilla. Montilla, that short push shot will not work. It was fouled on the putback attempt.
Gusto mo kay Montilla, kalmadong-kalmado siya. I mean, paminsan napapasobra yung kalma niya kasi nabibitin yung mga tira niya. But you can see him off the fast break. He knows exactly what to do. He knows how to bait his opponents. Just that fast break, that was a 4-1 fast break attack against it. And just timed that pass perfectly. And on the other hand, attacks them also.
107-73 with 3 minutes and change remaining in your third quarter. Mumula po ang aksyon sa Paco Arena here in Manila. So if you're in the area, please join us.
It's a good quality ball game. I mean, even if ganito yung lamangan, parehas naman lumalaban. It's even Hyperwash.
We have one more game after this one. TIP Engineers against Black Mamba. We have timeout right now. Coming from the Hyperwash Vipers, 109-74 is the score in favor of BRT Sumisip St. Clair. Montilla has been tag teaming with JR Kawaling para subukang buhatin yung opensa. Itong Hyperwash Vipers, 20 points, 7 of 14 from the field. But, you know, beyond the offense, what they're really lacking here is, you know, that drive on the defensive end. That stride para labanan itong BRT Sumisip.
Hindi naman tayo nagugulat sa kontribusyon ng Kawaling at Montilla dito sa laro, especially from the scoring category. Ang problema nga naman is, hindi lang dapat sila gumagawa, kailangan nila ng katulong. And they have to start exerting more effort in getting down on defense.
So, kanina magmumula naman ang opensa ng Hyperwash Vipers. Tajilul.
He's actually, he started the first quarter with 5 straight points. And ngayon lang natin siya ulit nakakita na tumira. But And yung mga tira pa niya, hindi na kakaiba. Hindi tayo sanay na makita yung mga ganung galawan.
All away jumper. Wala kay Daji Lul, but they have a problem taking care of the boards as Tumapi gets another in-one opportunity.
Shooting the bonus, Chris Novak.
Bonus free throw, also good, extending their lead 114-76. Arriaga umatake, kicks it out to Peña Flor. Attacks middle, Peña Flor, the layup will not get the bounce.
2 minutes.
BRT Sumisip attack mode once again. Another foul giving up by defense of the Vipers.
They're just too quick to get to the basket at the BRT Sumisip. Hyperwash, parang ang nangyari pa lang dun sa kanilang defense ay nakababa pa lang sila. That's like the first step in playing good defense is to get down first on defense. And by the time that they get down, if meron ng umaatake to the basket, really not allowing this defense of Hyperwash to set. Quick offense, quick ball. Ang naging solusyon ng BRT Sumisip.
Manacho with a split from the line, 39-point lead now.
With the pace that they're going, they could supersede the amount of lead that they built in the first game.
I'm sure it's not a target, but it's
It's
just
gonna
reality.
happen, yeah.
It's
I mean, probably it's an unconscious effort from their end, but with the way things are, it could be bound to happen.
less than 2 minutes remaining as Tequila hits the 3-point shot. You can see itong BRT Sumisip St. here just enjoying this, trying to get their legs in. Makapuntos ka man lang before you head into the semifinals.
Pero alam mo, Carl, ang nakakatakot din pa minsan is yung yung ganito lang kadali yung pag-move mo to the second round. Kasi ibang-iba na yung makakalaban mo pagdating ng semifinals. And if, try to at least maintain good habits, run plays correctly. I mean, we're not saying don't have fun, but kailangan lang mag-ingat na hindi mo padala yung ganitong kumpiyansa masyado sa next round because you do expect a tighter battle.
Jamal has called for the foul, and we will have a review here if it will indeed be an unsportsmanlike foul against him. Kasi nauna na.
I mean, you're going to be called for that if you're not going for the ball. In the replay, we can see that his eyes were not really on making it stop, rather fouling the person. And
Foul ball number 23, Rocky Homoas. That's his first foul.
Only a foul for Humao As. Saying yun lang talaga yung abot niya eh. He was
3-9 na, so nakatingin.
He was trying to go for the
You
ball.
cannot blame the guy. Physiologically, I mean, the mind and the heart is willing, Carl. But hindi pinayagan ng kanyang physical capabilities.
Ano nga bang magagawa mo kung hanggang yung arm lang yung kaya mo puputin? But you know what? They will have to turn things around and face the EU Scorpions, a very disciplined
Yun yung sinasabi ko
defensive
na
team.
nakakatakot na pagka nadala nila baka magkaroon ng ganung mentality na relax masyado. Kapag hinarap mo yung CEU, yung mga bad habits na nakuha mo dito sa laro to, madala mo dun.
Lucky break there. Chibul gets the offensive rebound off, a bad miss. While Asiari naman sa kabilang banda.
Because against CEU, that's not going to happen. Like wide open layups like that, that's rarely going to happen.
Team going up and down the court. Manacho attacks baseline. The runner's good.
Yeah, but instead, yung CEU Scorpions na yan, yung nangyari nung second quarter, Carl, na napababa ng Hyperwash yung kalabangan ng BRT ng 3 puntos, paminsan, at lalo na kung CEU ang kalaban mo, pwede pa nilang makuha yung kalabangan and sustain it. So, these are things and pointers that you need to review if you're BRT Sumisip. What happened in the second quarter? But obviously, they got the lead back. Pero, kaya nilang kunin ulit. Pero pag kalaban nila ang CEU, bakit hindi ganun kadali?
Dalawang magkakampi nag-agawan sa offensive rebound. They get it back as Peña Flor scores.
Look how quick that is.
Maganda yung mga pasa eh. Saktong-sakto eh.
Walang resistance eh. Parang I mean, the guys that are going down on defense for Hyperwash are also too short to be able to anticipate those passes.
Peñaflor hitting a corner pocket three-point shot to Kia. Nice bounce pass. Manacho, short corner jumper. Foul from Peñaflor.
Foul number 2, Jan Peñaflor. Third foul. To free throws for Gerald Manacho.
11.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. At yung laban na pinakita ng Hyperwash mukhang naubos sa second quarter 1.
And, I think BRT Sumisip, parang nag-relax talaga eh. And sila yung may kasalanan nun. And itong Hyperwash being a veteran team, sensed that and then nakaamoy ng dugo, took advantage of it. Good run, good higher shooting percentage for Kawaling and Montilla. And then when BRT Sumisip said, wait lang, para lang magising tayo, full court pressure tayo. Bihira, dun lang nila nilabas yung full court pressure. They didn't bring it out again. And alam naman nating choking at high intensity yung full court pressure nila.
Garriaga to beat the buzzer for three. That will not work. So after the first 3 quarters, 132 points na yung ginagawa ng BRT Sumisip St. Clare, getting anything and everything that they want on offense against the Hyperwash Vipers final quarter. Week back. Your bracket for the finals of your 2019 PBA D-League Foundation Cup Marinerong Filipino. And CEU naghihintay na sa semifinals. BRT Sumisip will join CEU in just a little bit to arrange that semifinals encounter. And later on, PIP Engineers will be taking on Black Mamba Energy Drink to determine who will challenge the Skippers in the Final Four. Parehong best of 3 ang ating semifinals. And ang ating finals, we're just about ready to start the 4th and final quarter of action, coming to you from the Paco Arena here in Manila. Carlo Pamintuan and Juan Banal at your service.
To be honest, Carla, I mean, just being completely transparent, I mean, yung semifinals talaga yung inaabangan ng mga tagapanood ng D-League at sumusubaybay dito eh. Kasi nakita na nila medyo malinaw naman yung delineation ng ating eliminations. And you immediately know the top 2 teams from both bracket. Actually, yung AMA, yung AMA, medyo lumalaban pa sila at akala mo pwede pa may sila yung mga pwedeng makalusot just in case eh. But, Marinero Filipina just calmly took care of business. And so the stage is almost set for the semifinals.
Lecano getting his first basket on the ball game and then a quick steal on the other side. Rubio will try and drop downtown. And dyan nahihirapan itong si Rubio. He is a steady shooter from the mid-range, but that three-point zone problema pa rin.
It extends his capability. But yeah, yung mga ganyang galawan ni Rubio, alam natin he's got the speed, plays good defense, reads the floor well when they run fast breaks.
Against those athletes.
Sabi pa parehas na full court pressure, parehas mabibilis, masisipag. Ang advantage lang talaga ng BRT Sumisip in that matchup would be their experience. The players that they've added, malaking bagay yun. Lalo na kung may maligdiyov ka dun sa CEU na kung magbuhos ng puntos at rebounding, yung malaking bagay. Uma-assist pa, tsaka yung mga defensive blocks na. But pag nakipagbugbugan siya against these guys, like Muhammad Pare, Patino, Collado, it's not gonna be that easy.
Foul whistled on Ryan Buenafue. Natapik niya yung kamay ni Rubio. He's on the line now for the bonus free throw. you have a delay in the action? A warning perhaps?
Warning on Hyperwash Vipers, number 11 back continue for the delay game.
Delay of game warning lang kontra sa Hyperwash Vipers. So far yung mga galaw nitong BRT Sumisip St. Clare, their addition of firepower, veteran firepower at that, looks like it's very effective for them.
And yun yung kagandahan. You gotta appreciate the coaching. You gotta commend the coaching staff because for you to be able to get that, it's legitimately is a combination, a merger of two strong teams from the first conference. And for you to be able to still dominate this way, maganda ang nangyari sa kanilang mga sa practice, just the overall chemistry.
Another end here. Decano could not sink the bonus though. There, Kawaling mukhang naubusan na rin ang bala dito. There was so much pressure on him. Pati na rin kay Mac Montilla. As even Lord Casajeros did not have a really good scoring ball game.
Kung pinagit natin na dalawang players na consistent para sa Hyperwash combinations, sila pa yung hindi nagpakita. Itong si Jerick Fortuna and Kazim Mirza.
Santos, a specialist shooter for BRT Sumisip St. Clare, sinking that first free throw. But he misses on the second. Montilla umatake sa gitna. Looks like he'll also be given continuation. Yun yung napansin natin, Juan, that is very different in the international game. Yung continuation. Makita natin, oo, hindi nila binibigay even if it looked like he was about to shoot.
Yep. And mas mahirap yun kasi naiilang yung mga manlalaro natin. You know?
Pasa, dire-diretso sa depensa mula kay JR Kawaling. As Rubio scores the quick lane.
It's just how they run fast breaks, you know?
Oh, if you turn the ball over against BRT Sumisip St. Clare, halos ilista mo na yung fast break, 2 points sa kabilang banda.
Pag umaatake itong BRT, no? I mean, 5 guys will play defense. You've got 5 guys also running down the floor the other end for fast break. And hindi mo masasabi dahil mas bata ito yung BRT Sumisip because even their veterans and the additional guys have been doing the same. So maganda yung kultura na naset.
It's all about that, no? It's all about the identity ng koponan and how the players will buy into the system ng coaches. Oh!
Baon pa. How do you play? I'm sure itong si Fontanilla and Mahama were like, yun yung kanina ko sinasabi na dapat ginawa mo. Ba't sila nagawa nila?
Nang gulat itong si Manacho. Showing us his leaping ability with that particular play. Good pass coming from Rubio. Two-handed throwdown from Manacho. Basketball just too easy, so enjoyable also for BRT Sumisip St. Clare.
That's the question really when you're at this point of the ball game. It's like, so what do you run? You know, what is your intention? What purpose will the next, especially the fourth quarter, serve for your team? Now it will benefit you as you move on to the next round.
Hyperwash Vipers, in their first ever stint in the PBA D-League, made it to the quarterfinals. Not a lot of teams can say that.
Yun yung sinasabi naman natin for you to move to the quarterfinals, you have to win the games. Yun lang naman yung importante dun moving on to the semifinals is another story. But just getting to the quarterfinals alone is yung mga teams na kaya mong talunin, make sure na hindi kayo masingitan. And that's how Hyperwash got themselves here competing against BRT.
And halos lahat ng mga younger teams in the PBA D-League find it difficult to compete against the much stronger teams. But it's a lesson for them, at least even for the management, for the coaches. You will figure out what it takes. Santos hitting another three-point shot, as I said earlier. So specialist talaga to. Every time he touches the ball, he has the green lights to launch it.
Yep.
6 minutes 45 remaining in the fourth quarter. 151 to 95. A long three-point shot for Kawale.
Siegel was 2 feet away from the three-point line. Just tumempak pa siya pa rin.
Nobody turns the ball over. Rubio. Foul there. Judy foul. Binigay ni Ryan Benefect.
Foul number 13, Ryan Benefect. That's his fifth foul for the Vipers.
So I'm going back to my point kanina.
Yes,
You said,
yes, what?
Carl, na yung 57 points hindi sinasadya. Dito naman yung score. 6 minutes pa.
56.
6 minutes pa.
Pushing foul number 19, Rubio. That's his third foul.
Rubio called for the personal foul.
Substitution, running on last four.
But if you are, the coaching staff of the CEU Scorpions, and you were scouting this game, hindi naman ganun karami yung pwede mong mapulot din eh.
Kaya kang makuha eh.
Because scouting is all
Kasi
about
yung full
plays.
court pressure, hindi
Yep.
pa lumabas masyado, di ba? Parang wasn't good enough to actually give you a good idea.
Wala na, highlight hunting na dito for the BRT Sumisip St. Clair squad. Manacho wanted put back slam dunk actually. But I'm sure itong team na to, even if they're up by a mile right now, they know at the back of their minds that things will not be easy against CEU.
They should. I mean, that's the job of the coach. To make sure that you're that laser focused as you move on to the semifinals. That's going to be a long three-game series.
Continues to make it rain from the outside. I think that's his third conversion already.
In the regular game, I mean, madami siya rin mga tira na minimintis pagdating sa 3-point line. But because ganito yung kalaban, walang pressure talaga. Look at that. And to think, hindi pa nagsabay yung Halyari tsaka Rubio.
Yep. Si Rubio kasi pag trabaho talaga, you won't know what the score is. You won't figure out that they're up already. You won't think na sure win na para sa kanila because he just works hard.
Missing because the RB brings.
Kanina up by 20, he was still diving on the floor. Now up 60. Still defending.
Wala pa siyang na-assign. Alam mo, defense specialist to si Rubio. Kadalasan nakikita natin pag may scorer yung kabilang kukunan siya yung nilalagay na bumantay din eh. Hindi siya nabigyan ng pagkakataon dito to do that.
Split from the line for Bringas. Gets them at 99 points. Santos, quick trigger, no good.
Okay,
foul,
obviously, itong si...
Foul will send them into the penalty situation.
natin talaga na kaya talagang tumalon din.
Santos, one more try. Back-to-back misses mula sa kanya. Gather scores on that nice spin move. 4 minutes and 30 remaining before they officially punch their ticket into the semifinals. Talking about BRT Sumisip St. Clair.
So they scored 129 in their first meet. Both teams naman outdid themselves because Hyperwash had a 72-point output in their eliminations meetup. but superseded that. Itong BRT Sumisip, hindi ko alam kung 200 ba ang target na yan. Tapos 163 na sila.
Hindi naman siguro. Pero sa bagay,
Kaya? Kaya.
kung ginawa nila yung
Kanina
ginawa nila second quarter.
18-point run in what, 2 minutes?
Yep.
Doblehin mo yun, 2 minutes. 4 minutes and 23, 18-point run.
Rubio with the sorry miss there. But there's a foul against Dachilul, which will send Rubio to the line for 2. Guys like itong si Fortuna and Casimiro saw this as an opportunity just to, you know, reignite that passion for basketball. Kasi alam natin, they're already training to be pilots.
Yep.
Nagpipiloto itong dalawang to,
Yeah.
but because it's the rainy season, hindi masyadong
Hindi
makakalipad.
That's right. But from what I heard, alam ko si Casimir already met the number of hours that could allow him to fly. Itong si Jeric ang medyo naipit dyan. But, you know, you cannot take away basketball away from these people. They just love the sport so much. They show up when they need to. Fortunately, they just, you know, they were the two guys that you were depending on if you're Hyperwash. Ang talagang nag-step up is si Montilla at saka si Kawali.
Really wanted to celebrate the basket coming from him.
I mean, you find joy in anything.
Of course.
I mean,
So we just got word that 164 is already the highest.
so many records are
amount of
broken
points scored in the
this
D-League.
conference. You know, there's even 67 points
Twice.
twice. There was a record attained in this conference. Again, another one. We're just too blessed to witness.
That we are, my friend. 164 to 104. Pero hindi pa tapos dito ang BRT Sumisip St. Clare.
Count that, no. Pero alam mo, hindi mo na mabubura yun sa record book kasi ng PBA. If BRT Sumisip is trying to set the score really high, then that's going to be difficult to touch or to beat in the future conferences.
So they broke their own record. It was 161 before. Now it's 165. Malamang abot to ng 175 no?
So kung ikaw ang CEU, that's something that you have to look out for. I mean, they can play defense. We've proven that. We've seen that in the previous conference. But to pour in bunches of baskets in a single game, ganun din ka na, yung kalidad ng opensa nito ng BRT Sumisip.
You have to commend itong si Dachilul. They, at least, very least, he showed some effort in this
I mean, he started the game with 5 straight points, right? And those are the first 5 points of Hyperwash. Ngayon naman, he's trying to end it also with him putting a stamp, at least make an impression for his team.
Rubio, one more try. Still nothing there from the outside. Lumawas hanggang outside. Gustong bantayan si Rubio.
Ganun tsaka intense.
Ginanahan dun sa basket that he was able to score there. With 2 minutes and 20 remaining, BRT really stamping their class dito sa Hyperwash Vipers.
175. Carl called it. Let's go, 175.
But you know, they really built this team, you know, to win a championship. Nothing less.
No, yeah, they're, I mean, I'm sure BRT Sumisip will be greatly disappointed because they're like what you said. St. Clare alone was good enough to be the contender, and they burned the cello lineup. Alam mo, they have bad intentions in this conference.
But as we said, malinaw naman talaga, even in the pool stage, that there were two teams on both groups that were just better prepared entering into our season.
Yeah, every intention. I mean, if BRT Sumisip had no intention to bring this all the way, why would they recruit? You know, like last minute as they entered the quarterfinals. They even replaced 2 players, key players for St. Clair for their matchup.
Gabo at saka Patino yung dinagdag nila doon. 2 additional weapons.
75 to 175.
Madali pa ata. Dapat dinagdagan pa natin ng konti.
200. Let's go.
But you know what? Hindi nasubukan sina Gabo and sina Patino in this particular matchup. They
Ayun,
will be tested in the next
sinasabi
stage.
mo, Carly, ang hirap mag-recruit, mag-scout kung ikaw ang CEO. Kasi yung mga gusto mong panoorin, hindi talaga na, nailabas yung kailangan at yung mga kakayahan nila eh.
Manatro still looking for his points. Instead, he sets up Tikia for the 3. That will not work. Heading into the semifinals, we should have a couple of wars sa ating mga matchups.
I think all games, Carl, will be exciting to watch. Like, I couldn't tell which one's gonna enter the finals, but take a look at this good fast break finish.
Tapos yung intensity niya hanggang outside, binantayan talaga, sinamahan. Buti nga, hindi siya na-warningan doon.
Warningan for delay of game. But paminsan nga, pagka pumped up ka, hindi mo na maawat yung sarili mo eh.
45 seconds remaining. Up next, VIP Engineers with a twice-to-beat advantage. They will face off against Black Mamba Energy Drink. Dun sa pairing na yun, itong si Karangian, kailangan mo bantayan tayong tong. And we're saying the exact same things that we also said mula dito sa Hyperwash. There are players coming from Black Mamba that can turn it on. The question is, will they be able to carry their team to a win?
Will it be enough? But yung TIP well organized, players stepping up. Angelo started the game with that 3-pointer, might end the game also with a 3-pointer.
Yep, that is how we will end the ball game with a 3-point shot coming from Dajilul. 180 to 117 will be your final score. As Coach Steve Tew will be bringing his team into the semifinals, arranging a duel against Coach Derek Kumare and the CEU Scorpions.
That's going to be interesting. So one more team is awaited, and the stage will be set for the semifinals. An all-out war, best of 3. It's going to be intense. This is the end result of this game.
Record scoring performance coming from BRT Sumisip St. Clair, 180. That's compared to the 117 of the Hyperwash Vipers. Statistically, halos yung buong team nitong BRT Sumisip, pwede mong gawing best player of the ball game, but in the end, you chose this.
Double performance by Chris Dumapic, just a force to reckon in the shaded area. And we got to give credit to him because he's been so active all game long. I mean, there are other big guys, big names too that stepped up, but he was, somebody that stood out.
Updated bracket right now, 3 teams, as you said, Juan, already safely into the semifinals. We will await the winner of the matchup between the TIP Engineers and Black Mamba Energy Drink. And that game will be up next. BRT Sumisip St. Clair making short work of the Hyperwash Vipers in our first game. Coming up next, TIP versus Black Mamba. one spot remains open for the semifinals cast in your 2019 PBA D-League Foundation Cup. And now, gusto nitong TIP Engineers to claim that, but the Black Mamba Energy Drink Squad is hoping to live to fight for another day. This is your second offering for today's proceedings, coming to you from the Paco Arena here in Manila. Carlo Pamintuan alongside Juan Banal and Juan. We're expecting a much tighter affair in this particular match.
Especially itong Black Mamba, they mean business coming into this ball game. They knew that they lost by a big margin in their first meet during the elimination, so they've called on reinforcements and they mean business. But of course, you cannot deny the fact that this TIP is a well-oiled machine. So they're gonna be in for their money, itong Black Mamba. Let's see what they have in store for this coming match.
It was an easy victory para dito sa TIP Engineers in their earlier matchup. You can see the final score 110 to 99. And yung nagpalapit lang talaga doon was a run coming from Daryl Karangian in the second half. But Gilbert Karurukan almost coming up with a triple-double. 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists to help his team get the victory.
It's really the turnovers that hurt itong Black Mamba, because 36 points ang na-score ng TIP off those 22 turnovers, which definitely was a painful learning experience for Black Mamba. But hopefully, as they come into this ball game, these are the things that they need to address.
Two key figures for the TIP Engineers, yung mga Santos, although they are not related, they've definitely hooked up to give their team solid presence in the interior from their starting five to their second unit.
I mean, Brian Santos is probably the main guy para dito sa TIP Engineers. Good average, 20 points, 7 rebounds. But it's Ivan Santos, you know, somebody who's consistently helping itong si Brian Santos off the bench, shooting 47% from the field. Most of them from the shaded area.
On the other side, to make everything tick para dito sa Black Mamba, umaasa sila that their point guards will be able to handle the pressure on the point. Daryl Karangian and John Marco Tayongtong, outstanding numbers coming from those 2 point guards.
Both players taking turns at taking a jab against whoever they're playing against. Ang style dito is palitan sila ng bihira sila magsabay. Pagka nagkasabay naman sila, it happens already in the fourth quarter when it's winning time. But Carl, I mean, we've seen two reinforcements coming off the bench para dito sa Black Mamba na nakakatakot din makita pag nagsama tong tandem na to on the floor.
Billy Robles, no? Bihis para sa Black Mamba. Let's see at what point he'll be able to see action as we start the proceedings here in the first quarter. Derige with Karangian, Castro, Gadon. Yun ang magsisimula ng laro with, of course, this man, Jet Vidal, who's being defended by Brian Santos. So it looks like TIP wants to switch everything. Lahat ng ball screens, switch nila. Even if it's guard to center, they don't care.
And why not? I mean, like, TIP is notorious for having players that have like a certain standard physiologically. Parang may hulma lahat ng karamihan ng mga manlalaro nila eh. But itong TIP, we're looking at their bench and they seem to have also gained a couple of new players as reinforcements. And you know, nakakaramdam ka na they mean business. So, I'm gonna have to correct myself, Carl.
Yeah.
Mukhang yung CEU na lang ang hindi natin sigurado kung meron din silang mga dinagdag sa kanilang lineup to help them with this home stretch as they end the end of this conference.
And I was able to talk to Coach Potit before the start. They added 4 weapons. 4 na bagong players ang dinagdag sa lineup nitong PIP Engineers. And as you said, Juan, looks like they mean business here in the quarterfinals.
Lahat ng papasok at gusto mong mag-move on to the semifinals, nag-recruit din.
Daryl Karangian will open the scoring in this matchup. And one opportunity which he will not complete of that miss from the strike. Papa Njai has given the VIP Engineers a double-double every time that he's on the floor. Karurukan, oh, nice drive, scoring on the lip.
Good aggressive basket. Just look at this well-timed drive, open lane. Nobody really making that stop.
Gilbert Karurukan was the best player of the ball game in their first matchup. He also misses his bonus free throw. The clock malfunction. And May narinig tayong buzzer. It should be a fresh 14. The ball should be with the TIP engineers. Tumalip, Bonsubre. Couple of new players para sa TIP engineers. We'll be seeing them in action a little later on. Giant binigay kay Sandagon. The high leaper coming from the engineers. Sandagon kicks it out. 3-point attempt. No good. Brian Santos battling for it, but he taps it out of bounds. Oh, Jet Vidal ang last touch.
Oh, and Brian Santos knew it. You know, he didn't have the reach for the ball that much. Just distracted itong si Vidal from getting a clear rebound. But take a look at this.
Oh, mukha nga. Oo, tama yung tawag.
Nailang siya. Biglang lumipad to si Brian Santos. And you can
The
see,
TIP engineers come up empty anyway.
you know, Carl, they've been setting up itong si Brian Santos in the post. They've been setting up good screens. Di lang talaga na ibibigay yung bola.
Alam mo yung tawag ng mga taga-TIP kay Brian Santos is PBA material. They know that athletically, he has the gifts. It's all about putting everything together.
And the experience, you know, that's gonna play a major role. You know, a lot of game experience